And happy Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of Divorce Mindset. And I will tell you, today, and my body responding right now, I am more than excited and happy. I'm going to reveal in just a few minutes why I'm there. So hang on with me. Today, we're going to talk about financial abuse. And I'm happy to say it then, right. So, welcome to the Divorce Mindset. I'm your host, Camilla Calberg. I'm the founder of Coaching, and I'm your divorce coach. This episode is sponsored and brought to you by Calberg Coaching, where we help high salary earners like yourself thrive before, during, and after divorce. Today, we're tuning in on financial abuse. I do that because so many of my clients and new clients reaching out for help, they experience financial abuse. It is a big it's common in relationships. It's also, I think, it's a taboo. I didn't know that I experienced financial abuse until I started healing my relationship. And I want today to bring light, shed light, and create awareness, and help you understand, or help you assess whether you are in a relationship where there is financial abuse and what you can do about that. But before we dive in, I'm gonna share an exciting news. Last night, I received one of many remote applications. I've received the reward or award as the most inspiring divorce coach in Scandinavia. And I'm so proud of that. Thank you so much for letting me into your life. Thank you so much for trusting me. I'm so grateful for being here and connecting with you, because it's you who inspire me to go on and do this day in and day out. It's you who inspires me to keep doing what I do and to help you create a better life, wherever you are on your divorce journey, whether you are just before actually going into the divorce, you're in it, or you're in the co-parenting phase, or you're post divorce, but still haven't found your amazing future. So I am so grateful for all of you. My love is flowing to you, and thank you so much for supporting me in this. So, well done, and let's celebrate in on this amazing award. Also say that when I said in the beginning there are more awards showing up, that I'm indeed a magnet for awards applications. Actually, companies reach out to me, being asked whether I would be a guest writer in an international magazine. So tune in and stick around if you want to live a better life. This is so amazing. And if you haven't yet booked your laser coaching intensive session, this is the session where we create your blueprint for a successful life. Go ahead now and book it. www.calbergcoaching.com. Book your laser coaching intensive now. And hey, my friend Dora, I don't know if you listened or you heard when I just announced, but I just got a award. My first award ticked in last night as the most inspiring divorce coach in Scandinavia. So I'm super proud for that recognition. All right, so let's dive into financial abuse. I've been financially abused. I don't know if that is on. I'm so over the moon, right, because of this award. I have experienced financial abuse. I had no idea what financial abuse was. I was about. I had no idea that it was actually an experience, a situation that I was not the only person experiencing. And later, as I started healing that, and I learned to redefine why it's important to trust yourself and take control of your money, and I start coaching, I also experienced that other high salary earners, they experience similar patterns of financial abuse. And that's why I now go out in the open and talk about financial abuse, because it is real out there. It is real, and it's one of the taboos I really want to break down. And like next one, we're having actually the mark there's a the breaking down the taboos, and financial abuse is certainly is a it is a challenge. So today I want to give you 3 things you should be aware of if about when whether it's you experience financial abuse, and then 3 signs. So let me just go back to my notes. So 3 things you should be aware of whether you are in a financial abuse, right? First thing is that when you experience financial abuse, you feel depowered. You feel depowered. You feel that suddenly someone else wants to control your spend, or get you to pay more money or pay the bills more than your partner. I certainly have experienced that. Can also be people lying that I have paid the bills, but you just suddenly experience that it's actually not true. You get angry, you get frustrated. And what happens when you experience financial abuse and you're not aware and you don't take any actions, that's in the actions, and you stay and accept that relationship, it's your wrong action. It will affect your mental health. It will affect your mental health, and it will affect your performance. Because why will it affect your performance? It's because if the more the more and more the financial abuse expands, or in face of financial abuse, as financial abuse expands, it also affects your mental health. And when you are in balance, your performance will be affected. It goes in hand. It's a circle. It's circle. That's why it's about becoming so aware of financial abuse, learning from those you can learn from, and then take the right actions. Because if you take the wrong actions, there will be huge consequences for you emotionally, mentally, and psychologically. And it's not worth going down that lane. I've been there. Do something else than repeat what I've done. Um, so then let's look into the signs. There are a lot of signs, but I've consolidated it into 3 signs. And then afterwards, I'm going to talk about what I experienced in my relationship. And the 3 signs I'm sharing with you now is a consolidation of all the people I've spoken with and what I observed. And I will say there is no gender attached to the financial abuser and the victim. It can be men and women, high salary earners. It doesn't matter whether we are man or woman, a husband or wife. It happens on both sides. All right. So the first sign that you are in an financial abusive relationship is that your partner controls your money. And with that, I mean your partner controls what you should spend your money on. I have situations where the husband, now I put in the husband, but in this case, where the husband, I also know about women, but a husband dictated whether it should be, whether the woman should pay for going on holiday, whether the woman should invest or buy her a new bag, buy her new shoes. When she came back from her shopping and she showed the new clothes she bought, said you have too much. So these comments that make you subconsciously controlling your money, that is a big warning sign that you are in financial abuse. And now, okay, let me just, because this, I just want to bend in my own experience. So what I experienced was as a high salary earner, I experienced that I was the one who were going to pay for most in the beginning when we moved together again. That he didn't want to pay for the mortgage. Literally wanted to just do a free ride. And I was utterly shocked that was suddenly his way of seeing the reality and being together as a couple. And that was the abuse, financial abuse, as me being a high salary earner, which I thought was very unfair. And I can tell you, I got sad, I got shocked, I got angry, and most of all, I just couldn't understand that anyone that we were sharing household and I just still I can't understand that someone has that point of view, that perspective on reality, that because you make the most money, and then why should I pay to stay here? It doesn't make any sense. And if it feels good to you, then that's amazing. There's no right and wrong here. But what I want to share is that if it doesn't feel good to you, then there's a thought that drains your energy and you should act. I did the wrong action. I didn't act. I didn't act. And I continued to battle, and he convinced me, and I convinced him. Why do I have to convince? But at the end, he paid. But I kept experiencing financial abuse throughout the last few years of us being together. So a big warning sign. Another warning sign, and I experienced that as well, is that your partner hides information. It can also be that your partner has a high salary. And I experienced, as I heard so many cases where the victim shares with me that she has no idea of how much fun that is in different bank accounts, where the money is put, where the money is invested. Absolutely have no idea. And that is a warning sign as well. Maybe you're relaxed in it, but if you're not relaxed in it, and if you trust your husband or your wife, that is, you agree that the other partner just takes a financial control, that is well, but make still sure that you know where the funds are, because you never know when it gets really tough, and then you have absolutely no financial insights of the money, and then you may end losing out of funds that is also yours. I have also experienced information being hidden from me, more from the perspective that he didn't want to tell me how much money he made. He was so curious on how much money I made, how much, not so much about the success I created and how I helped other people achieve their results. But there was so much focus on my financial goals on a monthly basis, and I didn't like that. Suddenly I was looked upon as a money figure and a money magnet, rather than me being Camilla and a partner in this relationship. So again, if it feels wrong to you, that is a sign that you may be in a relationship where there's financial abuse. I'm going to say you are in a relationship that is where the financial abuse exists, and you have the opportunity to choose what to do next. But remember, if you do wrong action, you accept it affects your mental health, it affects your performance, because you keep thinking about this. It's just something that you can let go if it really sticks out in your body. Um, Another sign of being in an abusive relationship, a financial abusive relationship, is that actually your partner takes full control of all money. I have heard of that, several situations. It's men and women, but it's here that the partner uses money without asking. So it can be big investments, refurbishment on the house, without you actually acknowledging that is the right investment. She just does it. They go out buying a new car on the shared funds, just does it without having approval or acceptance. So you have the common agreement that is what you do. And here's the trick, is that the money is spent on things that you do not really appreciate or agree on. And then suddenly you cannot go So you cannot get money for your own investment, your own personal growth. I heard situations over and over where they have the partner has full control, and suddenly there is no money for personal growth, even though my client wants the bank is, yeah, so the private bank is just closed. Also, that suddenly there's not enough money to go on holiday, or it's actually the spouse who controls how much money to spend on holiday, and then you can't invest in yourself. I mean, this is again and again red flag signs that you get to work on this financial abuse. And the people who reports that actually the spouse has control of full control of money is not just 6 months old. It's years. It's gone on for years. That's why and it just, when you're a high salary earner, and when you accept that before you were a high salary earner, and that's just the rhythm, the pattern, how it is, and suddenly you want to invest in your own growth and you can't. It is kind of a, or what do you it restricts you from moving forward. And it's just really a warning flag that either you dare to take the conversation and say we get to split up our funds in a different way, or if you think and you're afraid of doing that, maybe there is other signs that you are in an abusive relationship, or a relationship that doesn't serve you, and you should consider to move on. Right? It is so important. Yes, Camilla, you say it's very hard. You say it's very tough what you say that. I not you will love. I not you will love, because I know the consequences if you accept what is and you don't look after yourself. And the consequences are huge. Your mental health sucks, your energy sucks, your career, you put your career at stake, and suddenly you won't no longer be the high salary earner as you currently are. And why is that? Because if your mental health is a challenge or is a risk, you can't perform because you're focusing on something else. And the worry and the anxiety of your financial situation or discussions, whatever is coming up. That is the reason why I bring up financial abuse, because there are so many men and women out there who experience financial abuse without knowing. I didn't know what financial abuse was until I started healing my relationship. And now I teach men and women how to heal, and what they get to take back, like reclaim control and be proud of who you are. That's what it's all that. Be proud of who you are and be proud of the voice that you have. So, that is wrapping up today's episode of Divorce Mindset, the live show. Again, welcome. I'm so grateful that we're connecting. I'm Camilla, your host and your divorce coach. If you haven't already booked, go and book your laser coaching intensive now. This is your session, our workshop session, where we will create your blueprint for success. And you will leave the 2 hours meeting thriving on energy. You know what to do, what tools to use. You have the strategy so that you know what to do next to move on. It is such a powerful session, and you don't want to miss out on that. If you have something that is really you're struggling with, and something that you really want to resolve, that helps you move forward. With this, thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Remember, happiness is real wherever you are on your divorce journey. You just need to get to work with the right people. Make sure you get the right people on board, and remember that inaction or wrong action has huge consequences on your health and your wealth. And the wealth, I'm not just talking about money, but also your mental wealth, your emotional wealth. If you're not in balance, you will not go out and make them as a high salary earner. It all hangs together. My appreciation, my love flows to you. Let's be again on Friday. It's a bank holiday tomorrow, and I'm gonna check out at least from my live shows. We've got some play days coming up tomorrow at 10. So with this, we'll be together again on Friday. And remember to tune in later today. We're going to announce the award I received last night. We had big celebration at home. All right. Have a beautiful, what's that? Wednesday. Enjoy the day. And I wish you a beautiful day. All right. Bye for now.